welcome back to Legion of Champions Series 4, powered by Lenovo and Intel. My name is Ranjit Mama Senior Patel, and I'm your host, and we're back with game number 6, and actually game number 7, which is going to be Erangel, and we do have 4 more matches to go, and these teams have just been waiting it out for you guys to come in and see what's about to happen. So I need a favor from you guys. On my count of 3, I need all of you guys to cheer for them because they've been, grinding it out really, really hard. So on 3, okay? Are you guys ready for this? 1, 2, 3, let's go! Thank you so much, guys. And Shade, take it away.
Thank you, Mamba. And we're done with 6 maps. Map number 7 beckons for Legion of Champions Series 4 PUBG PC India LAN Finale, powered by Lenovo and Intel. I'm Shade. Joining me is Apollonia and Foxtrot. Apollonia, we are yet to get a repeat chicken dinner. The wait continues, but not only is that different, we are also seeing different play styles come in, all the way from what we witnessed in map number 1 yesterday to the last map that we just saw. What do you think has changed over the course of the duration?
Well, we are 6 games in, and this is now going to be the 7th game. So we've seen teams change up their strategy. First, it was a slower pace, but now they're picking it up. They want to make their rotation quick. They want to get into the play area safe so that they can pick up the kills and get those points. Right now, it's more than half the games have already happened. So the teams that are on the lower end of the leaderboard, they need to start taking calculated risks and try to get themselves up there.
Yep, and with that, let's have a quick look at the scorecard. The Indian rivals are in the lead. They've taken a 2-point lead now on 9-year-olds. It has been a to and fro between these two squads. District 9 went all the way from 6th to 3rd, now 52. Kryptonite on 49, 4F on 45, Level 0 on 40, TG on 36, Tantrum X on 28, Global Esports on 24. Crusaders haven't had the best of maps just yet, but I think they've got 4 more maps to redeem themselves and get themselves into the top half of the scorecard. Let's jump straight into the action here, as map number 7's gonna be Erangel. I'm gonna spot out Hydra Flick, IR, and 9-year-olds back and forth, but I think IR has been the slightly more consistent team, and question is, do they change up the strat here to play it a little more safe, to continue getting towards that top 3, top 4 position, or do they just keep doing what they are right now?
Indian rivals yesterday, like we saw, they were a little rusty in the beginning. They couldn't understand what they're supposed to do, how to place them strategically over the map. The repositioning was costing them a lot. But eventually, after the 2-map advantage, they came back with a chicken dinner, 9 kills. From then, it's been straight up dominance. Looks like they have today as well. I mean, they've been pretty poised to take this one. But I'm still thinking 9-year-olds and IR are the 2 teams that you'll have to look out for.
Yep, I think it's been an information game from the get-go. It was a couple of early rotations, in fact, from IR where they got gunned down. And ever since then, you've seen them completely change up their rotation patterns as well, avoiding all the teams at the start. You see them coming very late into the zone, and that has given them an edge, at least during the mid-game, where a lot of these teams have been tunneled into watching a couple of fights. These guys have stayed off the radar. No one's been really looking at them. They sneak their way in. We see all these fights happening, all these individual duels, but guess who's in top 3? It is IR.
And I'd just like to point out on the map, the plane route was from south to north, and everybody dropped onto the main land. But surprisingly, this is the first time in this tournament on the Erangel map where the circle is on Military Island. So now we can see the teams making their way down, and it's going to be cool because the West Bridge is in the play area and is bang center of the play area, and that's going to be really cool.
You know what excites me the most about this zone?
I know what it is.
It's
Bridge camp.
I know you've been waiting for this as well. The entirety of yesterday, fingers crossed, every single time that zones come up. Unfortunately, we saw 2 central zones, the 3rd one moving a little bit towards the west. But guess what? We are in for a surprise here. All squads off the get-go, they've been more than happy just sitting in the zone, because guess what? The zone's been pretty much moving on them. They haven't really been forced into long rotates. I think this has been pretty much the most that squads have to roll. Look at TTX, they're sitting all the way to Yasnaya Polyana. They've been dropping, I think this is the 4th time that they've dropped Yasnaya again. So they're thinking, hey, This time, we're going to have to move there fast. And if they're not there, there are going to be a couple of squads bridge camping right there. And that might be signs of trouble. Foxtrot.
That is true, though. Like you said, bridge camping is going to be a thing that we'll look out for, or rather the teams will have to look into, make sure that they don't get caught up in that rotation. That's something you would not like to happen.
Indeed, as G, this is a squad that we expected to come guns blazing out of the get-go.
Yes.
But except for flashes of brilliance here and there, we saw a couple of amazing shots. That second place finish in one of the maps yesterday. But since then, they've pretty much been hit with the IR curse from yesterday.
Yeah.
They just lose a couple of players off the get-go, and then they're just playing catching up as well.
Exactly, and from Team GE, Nilesh in particular, he has shown great importance to the team. He managed to pick up some kills here and there while being the only man standing. So I'd just like to direct some attention to the map, and it looks like...
Look at that, Vitrayuta! Before we get there, KT says we're gonna have to take the boat across, but he's been watching this SLR 4X, and he's tapped him down to about 17 HP, give or take, and Rudro YT says, nope, I'm gonna go for a swim. And with that, Vitrayuta is pretty much checking out if most of these players said, you know what? This is probably not the best of times to disengage and move back out. But what's happening on your screen, Foxtrot?
It's like you said, we saw District 9 take that last chicken dinner, and that was total dominance. More than that, it was a long due comeback that we were waiting for them to happen. On day one, they had enough kills on the board. They started off rounds great with that positioning, and once we approached the mid round of the game, it was just not working out for them. But finally, they're back in the game. Take map 1. Let us see what happens right here in Erangel.
Another squad that I want to talk about, Level 0. These guys have been in that top 3, top 4 positions consistently, but last time around, a lot of kills in the board come mid-game. I think it was a total of 11 kills. That's,
Yeah.
I expected, hey, they've warmed up. Looks like they're going to gun the entire server down, but nope. Again, ending up in 3rd or 4th position. Again, middle of the scorecard. They're missing that X factor that gives them that one step further. It's going to take them towards the top 3 position. What do you think that is, Apollonia?
Well, for Level 0, that game, they did manage to get a lot of kills, but I think the play area wasn't in their favor. It seemed to be moving more towards north, and a lot of teams were with them at the south side of the play area, so it's kind of like bad luck for them. And I'd like to put some attention on the map. We see TTX, they're in the storm. They're trying to make their way down to the play area. They did drop in Yasnaya, so that's a long way to go. And they actually went a big round because they want to be safe. They don't want to be edge camped. They don't want to be sniped. And considering that they did have that whole Yasnaya area to themselves, I'm pretty sure that they do have the healing and the things that they need to, you know, basically get themselves back into the game once they're out of that.
Yep, TTX read this absolutely perfectly. Because if they were gonna make their way through the other side of the zone, there's a very small choke right now that I see 9-year-olds are sitting on, and they're gonna be camped by Level 0 as well. Now guess what? If TTX had come there, that would have been 3-4 squads, all eventually ending up 3rd party, 4th party, a lot of RNG coming into play, which is why they decide, you know what? We don't mind tanking the blue zone a little bit. Take a little bit of damage, costs a little bit of heals, but we get a safe route through what is, right now at least, an open northern area. But guess what? IRN team are waiting at that bridge.
That's some good placement coming out from them. Not only that, they'll have to fight 4F. District 9, they're moving back a little bit. I'm not really sure if they want to pick this fight or not, but IR is in for this.
Yep, as Hydroflickin team now making their rotate across, they are going to move southern, so at the end of the day, they don't really have to worry as much about that bridge camp that I was talking about. These guys are in the lead, but it's just by 2 points. 9-year-olds, 55. 2 points is nothing in the grand scheme of things. And District 9 on 52, again, 5 points. There is 4 points between 1st and 2nd position when it comes to position points alone. But kills, we've seen a lot of kills go down in the mid game. I think that is where some of these teams are going to look to capitalize, even maybe sneak a few knocks, convert them into kills, and you never really know. Each one of those points eventually might just be the difference between coming 2nd and going to Bangkok.
Exactly, this is what I'm very excited about. Now, this play area is completely on military base. I was hoping
Oh wow,
for
look
it
at that map.
yesterday.
That looks gorgeous right there. There's that entire clump in between. It's a time bomb that's going tick, 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 tick. And at a moment's notice, you're just going to see the scorecard explode. Guess what? 11 minutes in, despite all these hard rotates across, we've seen people in boats. We've seen even pseudo bridge camps to an extent, but all 40 players alive. Not a single knock coming yet.
And it's really, and it's, this game particularly is very interesting because the play area, majority of it is uncharted territory. It's in the water. You can't get there. So this game in particular, the play area is much smaller. The amount of land is a lot lesser as well.
Indeed, as TG and GE, they're sitting in a very... yeah, that is tricky right there. Kill UA has moved up, separated away from the rest of his teammates all the way at the back. And Nilesh, Sadie, as well as Roy, at least for now, I don't think they know there's a player up there. Because if that was the case, they can drop a few smokes at the street, completely zone out the 3 players, and Kill UA at that point of time is going to be in some trouble having to gun down multiple GE players.
I think they're trying to establish crossfires over there because Kilua is alone at that moment. He needs a little bit of backup. I think they're just making sure that there's enough crossfires established. Even if GE pick up that fight, they're trying to make sure that they don't walk out of it.
Indeed, man. At least for now, I think Kill UA is just going to go ahead, sit there, buy some time. Doesn't really want to alert GE of his presence right there. And the rest of TEG is probably strategizing right now, hey, how are we going to get there to Kill UA? For all you know, Kill UA probably doesn't even know that there's GE players around him.
Exactly.
At which point of time, that might just be an opening. As I say that, Nilesh does move his buggy inside the squad house. And that, I think, is good enough. You can see there in the X-ray. Kill UA is like, hey, I heard something.
It's so cute. It's like all of them have their own little house and they're just staying in there. So GE is right bang in the center, north, south, east, west. Teams are around them. Indian Rivals is at their north. And then you have TEG on their south, 4F on their east, District 9 on their west. So just to look at the map a little bit, TTX did manage to make it in time into the land. They took a big round and they took a long boat drive across the sea and just made it onto the land. I'm not sure what to expect at this point. You see, the play area is really so small. We're moving into phase 3.
Yep.
And being right in the center, it can actually be a threat, but it can also be a blessing in disguise.
And with that, Kill UA is constantly changing angles. Yeah, I saw him in the restroom as well for a second there. But now he's moved out, probably expecting G to come in for this all-out engage. Nilesh and Sadie, they're looking at fights elsewhere as well. I think level 0 finally draws for its blood, but it's just a couple of knocks, no kills just yet as Nilesh there. Ooh.
As you speak about it,
Wow, level 0 is taking the competition.
Yep, that was Death Drill there, 36 HP. Gets the job done, and guess what's got medkit on him as well. Quickly heals back up. Military base, they're sitting nice and pretty inside. Again, a lot of positions inside military base itself where you can find yourself a nice little spot, create that nice barricade. You've got the hangar as well, south, if you want to move in that direction and hold that angle. But as of now, level 0, again, quick on the scorecard, 4 kills on the board. The starts have always been there. The problem, though, has been converting this into something more.
Exactly. You know, level 0, they're closer to the east side of the map. They're pretty safe in the military base. You know, there's a lot of cover right there. This is the Erangel map. You know, it's not as much terrain as Miramar. And looking at it, I think level 0, they're in a good spot. Where's the next play area? I think it'll be pretty easy for them to rotate because, you know, a lot of cover.
Yep.
And
Look at 9-year-olds. They're driving up the hill, and KG is pretty much waiting on the other side. Cable, he's got his dump. He says, you know what? This isn't worth going on top of the hill with that buggy. They're going to try and clear the angles there, and rightly so. He spots one player out immediately, 3x with the SKS. No shots fired, but you can see Cable's... You see his body positioning as well. he expects there to be players around, and he is bang on right. TTX is there as well. D9's there in pretty close by, and TEG right now accelerate, piggybacking to see if there is anyone following them from behind the zone, and that is exactly going to be the case. But taking individual duels also has its downsides. Chances are 1 or 2 knocks. If you're split up, you eventually will end up getting picked off. And with that, Indian Rivals sitting up in first position right now, 57 points, 2 points difference. But something that we haven't talked about thus far, the money on the line. 2.5 lakhs INR for first place, 1.75 for second, 1.25 for third, and 1 lakh for fourth. And pretty much everybody is going to walk away a winner. But I know for a fact the person in first place is just going to feel that little bit better.
Exactly. You know, 9-year-olds, right? We have a Ghostly Boy. He has been proving to be really amazing, having the most number of kills in the tournament. And it seems that 9-year-olds are getting into a bit of a scuffle. You know, shots are being fired right now. And TTX, I think they're straight chilling. They're coming into the play
That
area.
4F moves in. He's going to thirst one of the players down, but he lost 2 players. 1 player is knocked as well. So Rachit is pretty much all on his own. As he looks around, he's going to have to pretty much cut his losses and cancel side.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Tantrum gets a knock onto 9-year-olds, and that's Google X God down at the moment. Tries to go for the buggy, but gets caught out in the middle.
Yep, he does go down. Kuel is looking pretty much at that angle. 3 players across. Ross fire. Ooh, just fire. Just take a couple of shots. Ghostly Boy is there for backup as well. But TTX, they've split up 9-year-olds pretty well. Google X God is still down. They still don't have an answer of picking them up. Smokes are deployed. 64 HP. They still have a lot of time remaining on their side as Cable, I think at this point of time, does have eventually cover coming down from one side. He's going to go for the rest.
Exactly. At this point, 9-year-olds, you know, they're in a bit of a tough spot. There are teams all over the place. One of their members is knocked down.
Ooh, and Cable goes down as well. There is some damage traded across, though. Accelerate now, and Ghostly Boy, the 2 of them are going to have to do some lot of weightlifting. They're going to have to piggyback as well a lot's distance if they are to pick up the 2 players, but moving out to the open, they're just going to be sitting ducks here for TTX, who have their eyes trained in how are they going to make their way out of this Apollonia.
Wow. For you know, TTX, they took a long journey to get there. And you know, 9-year-olds right now, they're just trying to stop them from coming in. There's only like 2 players left, but Ghostly Boy is still around. And let's see if he's going to be able to pick up kills and do, you know.
We saw some of that magic the last time around, but here, I think it is going to get even harder. They've got no kills on the board. 2 players only alive, and you can see suddenly that change in body language as well. They were actively hunting for not 1, not 2, 3 or 4 squads, and all of a sudden, they're all thrown up. They're like, yep, this is not the fight that we want to take.
I really like how Tantrum dropped all the way back at Yasnaya. The circle just not favoring them. They still went for the long rotate all the way from Gatka area, and they just made it inside the map. Now they're picking up fights with the team that is on top of the leaderboard. So I think they need to win this if they want to get on top.
Indeed, they do, as there's also another team now that has come into the fray, that is D9.
Yes.
These guys have come out of absolutely nowhere, and they're now in reckoning, in contention for that top 3 slots. And with that, you see them, they've sneaked up behind one of the leaders there as well. They go 52 points, 5 points only the difference right now. A chicken dinner here again, and they've pretty much got themselves a ticket to what might just be Bangkok in another 3 maps. And there you go. Oh, my lord. Shift delete is what I want to say there. Kinzu gets taken down, but there's backup coming in real soon. Smoke's already deployed. They're going to go in, commit hard for this fight. Will they be able to get in there, convert the kill? I don't believe they can. Jaso is a little bit tentative moving in, and this is to be expected. 1 knock is not going to achieve anything in the grand scheme of things. If you do get immediately traded across, chances are you will be eventually with that disadvantage. But there you go, T9, they see the smokes and they say, you know what, this is not the fight we want to take. What's happening on your side?
We want to see Kryptonite trying to go for the D9 and TTX is fine. Not just to get a hold on it yet, or they don't want to. Meanwhile, D9 gets a knock and just gets traded right back off. It's a 1v1 fight. These two teams. D9 going heads on with TTX.
Yep, it is come down to Betra Yuta now, as well as Archie Monster. The nade across does secure the kill onto AK God, and with that, I think Justfire is just gonna go ahead and get himself away from all this action with D9. D9, that gives them an opportunity there. Smokes drop, Get Right is straight back in. D9 4 strong.
You know, surprisingly, right, moving into phase 5, a lot of these teams still have all 4 members, and that's something that hasn't really happened in all the other maps. Usually it's only about 2 or 3 players that are still surviving in each team. And also, you know, 4F has 1 member that's alive, and that is Rachit Panwa. You know, he's doing his best, but 9-year-olds, they're looking for that opportunity. They know that D9 is around. TTX is they know that D9 is around Kryptonite and TTX. So 9-year-olds were initially shooting at level 0 that was on the east of them, but now they're looking towards north and west.
And the zone shifts again as well. This is not something most of the squads are going to be too happy about. It is still got 2 huge compounds inside. 24 players, 8 squads. You've lost only 2 squads, 22 minutes in. So yes, maybe some of these squads have lost a few players, but they're still in it to get a few points on the scorecard. Looking at the 2 teams, there's TG, there is also Rachit Panwar from 4F, who's pretty much all on his own right now. He's gonna probably just wait it out. He's got the compound, doesn't really need to commit to anything, but the next zone, if it does move out of the buildings, that is where they'll be in some trouble.
Exactly. You know, it's still advantageous if you do sit down and try to get that placing, because it will guarantee you extra points.
That is true though. 9-year-old spot out level 0. They were taking fire from another squad actually. There's only 2 people left on 9-year-olds, so they really need to convert their shots.
D9 though is getting into some trouble. Jaso, Archie, both of them are down. Get Right is gonna have to make something happen here. He's on the flank. Betra Yuta coming in from a different angle here, but KT, they're all on the other side. They just get shut down by Justfire, and that is it. Get Right's gonna be eventually left all alone, and he's no idea of Justfire, who's still surviving, sneaky peeky, like moving across. And Get Right, how's he gonna make his way into the zone? He's in a world of trouble. There's level 0 on the other side as well, who can easily gun him down. TG is holding the building as well, and he does the smart thing. He's gonna cover himself off from the one side with that tree. And now, Justfire, your turn.
D9, you know, they really came back today with a vengeance. You know, yesterday it wasn't really a good run for them, but today they won the first map of the chicken dinner, and now it looks like they're still trying their best. They want to make it far in the next few games, and it looks like Team 4F is
Justfire comes through, and he does get the knock and the flush inside. Quickly done. He's someone he looks for more. Oh my lord, he does get a lot of damage done. Buys him time, not the knock, but no worries. He's at least got time for that first aid, but that is gonna send KT scurrying across. This player's looking across. Oh no. Good, but not good enough there at the end. Beautiful attempt, but moving back over to 9-year-olds. 2 players alive. This has been the case for a good 5 minutes now. 1 kill on the board. They're somehow trying to make something of this map right here.
And
But Ghostly Boy did manage to get that last knock onto the one last player of D9. The way that happened, he's still trying to find some space here to play with, because he's getting spotted by TG, taking shots. There's Sir Rudra as well, making sure that Kryptonite is making his presence felt around them.
Yep, there is Sir Rudra YT in team. Everybody's looking at 9-year-olds. There's a lot of third-party, fourth-party happening as well, especially to squads who are outside the zone. TG taking shots at Kryptonite. We have level 0 taking shots at 9-year-olds, and IR. Guess what? They've come back again. Kryptonite now. Rudro sneaks up. How is he not making this happen? And Ghostly Boy will eventually end up going down. His teammate steps up. Lynch there. Third party through. But he says what? He says we're going to move across level 0. Death Thrill with the SKS there. Got the 4x. Gonna try and get some points on the board. 40 points in 4th position already secured. Every single kill here is gonna take them a long way.
That is true though. 9-year-olds not realizing that flank coming up, but eventually gets shut down. It was a 2-man versus 1, but still, they lost that fight and could not survive for long.
Yeah, look at Natik, in fact, from Kryptonite. He does take a peek. Hydroflake looking at Rose. The nade. He kept the nade cocked for a long time. That is all on him, son. He kept the nade out. He's like, yep, they're coming in. They're coming in. Now's the time, but kaboom. Too late. Too late. Ends up going down. And now, 3 teams alive. And guess what? Still 12 players on the board. So that's a 4v4v4. And time and again, IR is still there.
Wow, so now we are down to the last 3 teams and they have all their members. So it was really lucky for Indian rivals, level 0 and also TEG. And it looks like TEG will be getting some kills off of level 0. Wow, it looks like Captain Pons will be knocked down. TEG is in a perfect position. You know, they've got all their angles covered. Indian Rivals is looking for an opportunity to come into the play area safely, and level 0 is going to struggle to make that rotation.
Also, quick update. The player that did go down from Kryptonite there at the end, he naded himself and denied a possible point going the way of IR there at the end. So that's 200 IQ.
Big strats.
Indeed. And looks like... Yep. As with that TEG, they're trying to make this push across. Aurum is sitting inside the building. He's got himself the 6x with the mini. Players all on top of the hill. They did spot out IR coming through in that direction. Quick smokes down. Completely takes away that angle from Aurum. But Lynch, Madara, they've got Captain. Straight up Madara holds that angle down. Cool as a cucumber. He spotted the second player out as well. Goes for the read. Wheezy and team. They're going for that quick jiggle. Left, right, left, right. Can they make this happen? Gives them a small range. But that is a distraction. Not enough. The next one goes down. Madara. No sort of distraction's gonna anyway work on him. Madara, 2 quick knocks. Kills coming across as well. And with that, I think we have just the 1 player alive for level 0. Things go south again for them. But, he did end up killing himself again to the zone there. So, all of these squads, they know. This is something that we've seen time and again in professional PUBG of late as well. Squads, they know the value of every single one of their points. They don't really want any inch given to their opponents. A small angle there, maybe below the Dacia. Kill you away. Can he find it? He's trying to dance around the windows. No opportunity offered by IR there. We're at the edge. The next time we see the circle shrink, it is gonna hurt hard, and it is gonna be till the end. So nobody really needs to make the move just yet. From TEG, the onus is gonna be on IR to make something happen. And as I say that, Aurum finds himself the first knock across. In fact, that's the kill on the 1 remaining player.
The last player from level 0, TEG picks that kill up.
He picks him up, and with that, it is down into a 4v4, and there's damage coming through. Kill you away. The smoke's down. The Car 98. As the smoke goes off, he spots him. No, the shot. Such a hard spray to hit, but he still makes some damage work. Couple of taps. Nate dodge quickly as well. Lynch is taking in some damage, and we have Madara who's moved out. Aggression, Zone pushing in. IR, they've got no chance. They'll back off. The blue zone at the end.
Beautiful.
We did say the blue there was gonna eventually come down to hurt IR, and they did leave it till the end. Last minute decision to probably scurry back away from the blue. Maybe take a couple of shots out of the open, a low percentage play to try and make it happen. But guess what? All of that aside, another new winner.
Exactly. New chicken dinner again. We haven't had 2 consecutive teams, or rather 1 team take it consecutively as well. So that's good. I mean, the competition is really tight. And more than that, I think that was Indian rivals realizing that there's no way they're going to make this rotate happen. The opponent had so much cover to work with. They were like, we're just going to move into the blue. Let's not give them kill points at least.
Yeah, so new winners time and again, this time a TEG, a squad
Yeah.
that I did pick to easily be on top of the first half of the scorecard, but haven't really shown their true potential, but we've seen it right now. They've gotten themselves some momentum. They've got a good 3 maps ahead of them as well to make more of this and maybe challenge for those top 3 spots, if not for the win. But IR, they're digging deep. They're still getting the results.
Exactly.
Second place with kills, and looks like they're going to continue to hold that lead.
So for the last 7 games, it has been a different winner every single map. But the one thing is that Indian rivals, they're always either second, third, they're always right up there. So the consistency coming out of Indian rivals, that's going to pay off. Consistency, I feel right now, is going to be key to progress and get a good placing in this competition.
Yeah, they had a very bad start at the beginning,
Yeah.
and ever since then they've picked up momentum.
Yes, and they've been
now,
consistent.
now they've got that loophole that they're exploiting time and again. They know exactly where these squads are going. They know the kind of rotation patterns they're going for as well. They're just staying away from the radar, slowly sneaking their way in, picking off 1 kill here and there, not really hard committing to any fight as such. And when it does come to the top 4, top 3 situation, they always find themselves there, always 4-man strong, ready to challenge for that chicken dinner. So with that, we will take a quick break. We are done with map number 7. 3 more maps to go before we find out who is going to be your champion here of LOC India, powered by Lenovo and Intel. I'm Shade Slayer. Joining me is Apollonia as well as Foxtrot. We will see you folks in just a bit.